It's AWTITUDE representing for Lion's Voice. Yes, massive. This is the time for I and I, the lion them to tell I and I story, our story. Yes, and we reign and rule like this. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. You can't take the lion vibes, people. If you no fool, cause we know Selassie reign and rule. Reign and rule. Selassie, I reign and rule. Queen Omega drop them in the fire, pull from them, no Queen Omega, she reign and rule. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, flash of all sevens, projecting through I and I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and understanding, yeah. We hear Jah every day, hey. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. Yes, I lion vibes, Selassie, I reign and rule. Attitude say that Boondocks, Black Organization of Global Diplomats optimizing expressions to the world. Tiluo, Tilie.
I'm Nana Farika. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
Yes, greetings. So on Friday, November 1st, on the eve of Coronation, I and I will celebrate 20 years of IDOR, and in doing so, I and I will honor I and I ancients, Ras Iris Clark, Ras Iris, and Nana Farika Berhan. Yes, I and I are celebrating their works. I and I will be presenting them with monetary blessings as well as awards, Lifetime Achievement Awards. We're looking at Nana Farika from the early times with the Pan-African entity, the UNIA, Marcus Garvey coming through journalism, the radio station, Ras Tafari Works, authorship. And I will salute and highlight the achievements of Ras Iris from his early times in Warwick Hill, seating up with the ancients of those days, pre-loving the I language or the IVAR language, the way I and I block the IRI and the ITAL and the yes, I. And I give some of that credit to I and I ancient, Ras Iris. I and I will highlight his works within IDOR as a founding member and the first president. Nana Farika also as the first executive director of IDOR. So it's a mighty time. I and I will be showing the coronation footage and having an opportunity to reason about the grand coronation, November 2nd, 1930. Food is being prepared by Irie Corner, Sister Valerie, Brother Carl, and their family. It's going to take place in Mount Rainier. I will share the address before I and I seal, or the Jasmaj will put it up on the showing.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Maganga, maganga.
He's the lily of the valley. He's the bright and morning star. He's the wisest of 10,000. Ras Tafari come to show them who we are.
I say crown him, crown him. Lijayasu and him friend they try to drown him. Trumpet sounding, people shouting. Now you bring you one to order, never doubt him. I say crown him, crown him. Look how the nation they try go round him. People shouting, can't do without him. Bobo Shanti in the hills they never doubt him. Well, used to think The Bible was a fairy tale, and to the lion from the tribe of Judah him prevail. See him get crowned in the holy mountain. Right by him side, well, there was Empress Menen. I saw Poland, I saw Belgium, I saw Italy, I saw a prince from England. All of them a bow before the conquering lion. At the same time when them a this. Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chasmash Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk. Welcome to Lion Talk, and welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. Today, extra special episode, we're in the Coronation, Iowa, and even though we are a global platform, you know that we have to stay active locally. All the Lion Pride, that's a principle that we preach. We are global citizens, but we are active in our local area. So whatever happening within Rastafari locally, you know that we have to play a role. And we have a major event Friday here in the Washington, D.C., what they would call the DMV area. In conjunction with the Coronation, we are celebrating 20 years of the I-niversal development of Rastafari, our non-profit organization here in Washington, D.C., one of the oldest non-profits, Rastafari non-profits in the United States of America. Of course, we have the Shashamane Development Foundation that predates IDOR, but IDOR is one of the oldest continuously operational Rastafari non-profit created to promote and advance the teachings primarily of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. It's one of I most greatest achievements within this tribe is being a founding member of this organization, continued member. I was board chair, vice president, now board member. So served many different roles in the organ, and it's become a pillar not only here in Washington, D.C., but globally. The name IDOR resonates because of the works. We're going to touch a little bit of the work today. I have members of the IDOR board as my special guests for this episode. And we're going to touch what we're going to do. This is part one. We're going to do a part two after the event, inclusive of some footage of the event. We're going to be honoring two of our elders here, ancient days, and to show you how ancient these elders are that we are honoring within the tribe. I had the privilege of reasoning with Elder Profi, and I asked him, I said, does I know Ras Iris? And he said, of course. And he said, me a youth for them Monday, I was just a youth amongst them Monday. So I know many ones know that Profi is one of our great Asians. So when our great Asian Profi is telling he was a youth among elders like Ras Iris, Mama Faraiko, who we also are going to be honoring, that shows you, the caliber of these Asians that we have been blessed with to have here in the DMV. So we're very excited about that. Before we bring forward the guests, we have to big up the Lion Pride on Patreon. The Lion Pride, we are over 11,000 in the Lion Pride. We hit our goal
10,000 by January 1st, and now this is all brought us. So welcome. If this is your first time watching the platform, we want to say welcome. This is Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media. We are here building, we're growing. Big up Lion Pride and Patreon, the economic engine who make it possible for all of these things to be possible. We're trying for 100 people in the Lion Pride and Patreon by January 1st. We're at 20 right now. So please consider $5, $10, $25, whatever you can afford. But you have to invest in your liberation. You see the propaganda, all of the foolishness that's out there right now. If we don't fund our own uprising, family, then what are we really doing? And we are committed here on this platform to bring unapologetic Rastafari content for the global family. So become a part of the Patreon. Let us hit our goal. I don't want to come here and do a episode how me feel January morning. We want to do a victory lap January morning. So help I, and we can do this together. We want to travel. We want to invest in animation. We want to invest in other things for Rastafari people specifically, because we deserve it. You know, we have to value our culture, our heritage, and we have to put forward the effort that it's going to take to tell our own story in a mightyful way. So give thanks to everyone who has seen the vision, the growing family, and give thanks for all those who are joining. All right, housekeeping out of the way. We are going to introduce, and these are family members. I know these people them for decades, and I can't tell you them. So this is going to be a joyful sip right here, because I tell you them say it really is a joy. So without further ado, help I to welcome our guests today. We have here Ras Naya, Mama Walete, Bingi Carlton soon join us as well. I'm hoping that IDOR president will also join us, Brother John. But this is the board of IDOR making sure that Rastafari is represented in the bowels of the beast here in Washington, D.C., where a whole heap of wickedness is being planned globally. You know what I mean? And we're the balance. We're the balance. So we really do give thanks. So I'm going to give everyone a chance. Ras Naya, just introduce thyself, where they are from, because this is also an international gathering. You know, different countries represented here with IDOR. It's really a I-niversal development. Ras Naya, just introduce thyself, where they are from, how long they has been with IDOR family. Unmute thyself, dear King.
Yes, I greetings.
Greetings.
Ras
Sit forward.
Naya,
We want to see the eye countenance, King. Just sit forward. Don't worry yourself, family. You know, this is
Yes,
the debut of Ras Naya on the technology. So, but this is not the last time. This is just the first time. Yes, I. Introduce thyself, family.
Ras I greetings. Ras Naya, Negus, Tafari.
Aile.
We're sitting in Baltimore right now, you know.
Give
But
thanks.
I come from Wadadli, you know. And I born in Wadadli, Antigua, you know.
Okay. Give thanks. And how long has I been with the IDOR family?
For a while, you know, from the beginning, you know, from like been a good wife. From ever since, you know, man been taking care of Marcus and everyone, you know.
Yes, and we have to acknowledge one of our founding elders, Elder Ras Marcus, who is no longer with us. This is the brethren who was the angel His Majesty appointed from before the foundation of the earth was set to really guard Ras Marcus through those final stages of his physical trad. You know, the brethren take care of him daily. The duty, you know what I mean? I really have to publicly just applaud the eye for that mightyful work that the eye carried through for years, you know.
Yes, I give thanks. I say.
As ones may see, the brethren also have his own challenges, but yet still find the time. I don't know anyone who work harder than this brethren. You might work the same amount, but you're not gonna beat him in our works. You know what I mean? That's not possible. Bingy Carlton, please introduce, and this is one of Iman teachers here in Washington DC. When I forward as a baller, the same Bingy Carlton where you see right there, so the same ancient eye where me know from them time there. Bingy Carlton, please introduce yourself.
Eli, Yaman Ras Tafari, Glory to word, sound, and power. Glory to his imperial majesty. Yes, I. Bingy call here, Rastafari. And I from Jamaica, but I from shut up within IDOR from the beginning, from Howard University to Mama Tia, from the beginning until this time. And I is here doing our best to do the work. Eli.
Celestia the first. And we have Brother John. Put your device like this, Brother John. Our president has joined us. One of our great workers in the vineyard. While Brother John start out him thing, we have no stranger to the platform. One of our prominent Lion Pride and patron. I always just have to give so much thanks for this sister in His Majesty. Love her so much. You know what I mean? Just bless her continually for her mightiful works for the kingdom. Please introduce yourself, Dr. Walete.
Greetings and blessings. Yes, I give thanks. I am Rasses Waleti or Dr. Waleti Beresford. I am sojourning born in Trinidad, stolen from Africa, the eyes don't know. Born on the island of Trinidad and raised up in New York. Came up through the Halsey Street Theocracy Reign, Divine Order of the Nyabingi, Ethiopian World Federation Local Number 1, and have been in the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area for 12 years. I was the first female or woman president of the I-niversal development of Ras Tafari. And I'm so joyful, to be in the midst of the workers in the vineyard, the true foundation workers in the vineyard, battlefield soldiers on the front line for Rastafari. This is a very mighty work. I've been in IDOR since 2013. When I came to the area and I sought to find Rastafari, I found the I-niversal development of Rastafari study group at Sankofa, and I showed up. So it's been 11 years within IDOR, seeing a lot of work, a lot of changes, and looking forward to more works, as I celebrate 20 years of this mighty entity. So I give thanks, where 1 and 2 are gathered in His name, then He too is there in the midst with I. So we give thanks for the Divine Majesties always charting I journey, ordering I steps, and yarding before I and doing thy works thyself. So give thanks.
Give thanks. And Brother John, there I can just introduce thyself. It sounds very low, but see if you can increase the volume a little bit. This is a history, because this is maybe the first time we get Brother John on technology like this. So I wonder if them know how special Lion Voice Network is, because them man you don't do interview. All right. Let's talk again. Let's hear. Mama Walete, I can just give us a fullness of what is taking place here in Washington, D.C.?
Yes. Yes, greetings. So on Friday, November 1st, on the eve of coronation, I will celebrate 20 years of IDOR, and in doing so, I will honor I ancients, Ras Iris Clark, Ras Iris, and Nana Farika Berhan. Yes, I are celebrating their works. I will be presenting them with monetary blessings as well as awards, Lifetime Achievement Awards. We're looking at Nana Farika from the early times with the Pan-African entity, the UNIA, Marcus Garvey coming through journalism, the radio station, Rastafari Works, authorship. And I will salute and highlight the achievements of Ras Iris from his early times in Warwicker Hill, seating up with the ancients of those days, pre-loving the I language or the I-var language, the way I block the Irie and the Ital and the yes I. And I give some of that credit to I ancient Ras Iris. I will highlight his works within IDOR as a founding member and the first president. Nana Farika also as the first executive director of IDOR. So it's a mighty time. I will be showing the coronation footage and having an opportunity to reason about the grand coronation, November 2nd, 1930. Food is being prepared by Irie Corner, Sister Valerie, Brother Carl, and their family. It's going to take place in Mount Rainier. I will share the address before I seal, or the Jasmach will put it up on the showing. But in Mount Rainier, Maryland, events will begin about 5 p.m. I will rally until midnight. I will chant Nyabingi Isis in celebration of the grand coronation. It's going to be a mighty event. Lionheart Sound with Milo will be spinning some rutical tunes for and I inviting all ones to come forward. It's a free Heart of Love donation to enter in. I will have a raffle where I will raffle off 7 titles around His Imperial Majesty Kadamawi Haile Selassie I. The selected speeches, the Third Testament, the Coronation, lots of books will be raffled off for a $10 raffle and another one for a $15 raffle. So I are excited about this event. I are looking forward. 20 years of IDOR, just gratitude all around, through the powers, all will be blessed, and the eyes will see the after footage for those that are not able to come forward. So give thanks.
Give thanks. And Bingy Carlton, there has been with IDOR from the beginning. Why is an organization like IDOR important? They are chatting through the Nyabingi order, but why is IDOR important in this time? All right, stick up in Bingy Carlton. Introduce thyself, Brother John, and the role within IDOR.
Yeah, man, we give thanks to the word, we give thanks to the sound, we give thanks to the Almighty, Kadamawi Haile Selassie and His chosen Queen, Empress of Menen Asfa. We give thanks for I family members, and I give thanks for the Ancient of Days, and I give thanks for all the warriors that brought us to this point in our movement of Rastafari. Yeah, man, my name is John, Brother John. I am currently the president of the I-niversal development of Rastafari. Been so for the past 4 years, and we give thanks. We're moving steadily forward. We give thanks for the immunity, for the strength of I family members. Yes, one perfect love. Give thanks.
Give thanks. And what does IDOR mean to the I? Why is IDOR important to the I?
IDOR is one of the most important organizations that been associated with. I've been associated with many throughout travels and journeys as a young youth coming into the movement of Rastafari. I started I own movement at 17 called Kush, Cultural Upliftment for Self-Help back in Jamaica, which we did many works, many good works, And when come to the United States and got introduced to the I-niversal development of Rastafari, I look at the mission statement and I see the impulse them, moving steadily forward in a positive direction. So I said this is a nice place for I to be. The mission of Rastafari, the mission and the goal of IDOR is to highlight the teachings of His Imperial Majesty around the globe, which is very instrumental in my life, So it's just being a part of that is just a great movement, great journey for Iman. I give thanks to be a part of that and to be able to even highlight His Majesty's words and work, amongst I peers. Yeah, man, give thanks.
Give thanks for the I. And I also want to acknowledge we recently lost Mama Pauline, the I Queen, IDOR treasurer, one of the lights of our community. Just to show how committed that the I and the I family was to this organ. The Bridget and his queen were serving mightily and really helped to rejuvenate IDOR with their work. So I just want to acknowledge that publicly. We just had a homegoing for Mama Pauline, and it was so mightiful, pack house, the whole community. You see Ras women never even know said they are DC. Me tell Brother John say I see some brethren I didn't know said them they are DC still, and so love and the outpouring, it just speaks to the power, but this is a family occasion. This is going to be a quick episode, family. We're just touching. We're going to do a post event, a deep dive, along with exclusive footage from the event. So make sure if you're not subscribed, you subscribe. Big Carlton, the I was here before I even reached the city. You have seen the evolution of Rastafari here in Washington, D.C. What does IDOR mean to the I?
Really, Rastafari.
Yes.
Yes, it's been so much. It's meant so much to I, and and I always see where IDOR is like a vessel to move the works of Haile Selassie the First. Yeah. So I, Rastafari, but IDOR is the vehicle that manifests a lot of the works for Haile Selassie the First, and get it moving, So we see where it's very important, this community where I never really see like a IDOR in no other community what I see and know of, although I know it got to be a lot more organization out there, but IDOR was special because the community come together to make this thing work and work, together as one to manifest a lot of works all over Iration, and I can remember sitting up in Howard University and a gathering and, vibing up IDOR and thinking of all the works it could manifest and gather a lot over Empress, and at the school for a lot of gathering, So I see where it was much important and it's still on the move. And we give thanks to His Majesty and Her Majesty for that. Eli.
Ras Naya, the I represent the Baltimore community. Ras Naya also is a man that holds the bass drum I dare a man to try say him can play bass longer than Rasta. I dare them. I want to see it, but it's not possible. The brethren is a pillar. Coming from the Baltimore side, how the I cite the works and where this is going and how the I contribute, you know, why the I take the I time. You know, the I is doing so much different works, but why did I take the I time for IDOR?
Yes, I man take the time, you know, because it's because of us Marcus, you know, and I have to do that, you know. From the time I man sit up with the elder, man make sure man have to do certain things, you know.
Yes.
You know, cause was Marcus is firm, you know, and man have to stay firm as him with him, you know.
Yes.
Man, you're up in the hospital, take care of him, feed him up right now. Man helping out with his queen right now. His queen have a illness right now. Man taking care of her right now, same way, you know.
Okay, lean forward a little bit, fire. Let me see the eye countenance. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I.
From there and far, man still his queen is in Ohio, and man right there still dealing with her because she have to talk to man, you know, because you know say from Marcus time till now, once man heal with her, she feels strength, you know.
Yes.
Same strength that man did with Marcus, man doing with her same way, you know.
Give thanks.
King and queen, you know.
Yes.
Give thanks for the eye. You know, I always feel humble to even see how the eye move. The eye really move the angelic chart, and I tell the eye, you know, really give thanks. We're gonna seal because the time is short right now, but Momo, just give us some of the achievements over the years of IDOR. You know,
Yes, I.
librarian, historian.
Yes, I give thanks.
Yes.
So IDOR, even before you know, IDOR is the brainchild behind the project out of Shashamane, Ethiopia, the Ancient of Days project or the Elders Medical Project. And this is the project that assisted with the medical needs of a roster of ancients in Shashamane. IDOR also helped to fund or funded the Ayata's quarters or the daughter's quarters for the original Taba in Shashamane in that early Iowa. IDOR is the entity that had the first Rastafari event at the embassy, the Ethiopian embassy in Washington, D.C., maybe about 4 years ago for Coronation in 2020, I believe.
Yes, I.
Yes, I. And I also had a very fervent repatriation mission taking place during the pandemic. It came to a halt. The deal with the land fell through. But I are still pushing forward. I have developed a skills bank for ones that are interested in repatriation. And I are partnering with Bingi Sean and Habisha over in Ghana, and the Kasi Project, the Kweku Ando Sustainability Institute in Liati Wote, Ghana, with Bingi Sean and Habisha. IDOR has also been the Cree lover, or is the Cree lover of the IDOR study group, which is a global platform or has become a global platform. It used to be a face-to-face meeting every other Saturday after Sabbath at 7 p.m. at Sankofa, Georgia Avenue in D.C. And I would meet to reason on the words of His Imperial Majesty from the selected speeches. It's been now, I believe, about 15 or 18 years. Dijas Machkwasi was one of the brain lions behind that program, and it's thriving. And I have ones that come forward faithfully from the UK, from St. Kitts and Nevis, from Trinidad and Tobago, from Jamaica, from Ethiopia, Sister Janelle in Ethiopia, from Ghana, and the continental United States. So, you know, and I give thanks for these mighty works. IDOR is looking forward to grant writing and securing or acquiring funding that I can use to uplift the entity and also to help I transition the work to the continent. I are definitely repatriation Africa bound, and I are looking to take the work to higher heights. We're looking forward to a membership drive, one's coming in with their various skill sets to help I do this mighty work. And I know that the work is plenty and that the workers are few. But again, where one and two is gathered in the name of Kadamawi Haile Selassie the First, I am confident in the victory of good over evil. So for these few words, I give thanks, and yeah, and I are looking forward to bigger and better as I move forward into the next decade of works for IDOR.
Give
Give
thanks, and
thanks.
I also add to that, IDOR was responsible for numerous events at Howard University,
Right.
of all forms, the teleconference initiative, all of these teleconference which have now become Zoom calls. IDOR was the founder, the
Yes.
genesis of these
Corona.
calls
Yes.
within Rastafari, when you used to have to call in a number, and dial in a code and all them something that we were doing that. Tron, Dark, all of these great institutions sprung out of that effort. So IDOR has really been a pioneer in terms of bringing together the I-niversal family. And there are so many other works that we're going to talk about more in depth in the extended episode. This is just a little teaser. I'm going to ask Mama Walete just very quickly again, give us the program, the draft program. While
Yes.
I pull that up, Brother John, just please tell us in terms of our elders, because Brother John is one of the
Yes.
who making sure that our elders are well fed, taken
Yes.
care of, and over the years he's a business owner in this area, very prominent member of the Rastafari, but also the wider Caribbean community. And I know that I recently spent some time with Nana Faraika, helping her. um, you know, how important is the age protected part of the creed? And then we'll seal up with the program, Mamolete.
Yes, I give thanks for the opportunity to block that sound and the ancients, because they are the most important ones in I community along with the youths.
Important. Yes.
Because they have fought the good fight,
Mm.
and still continue to do so to this light, I'm another great reason with Mama Faraka. In first day, 2 hours she called and just reasoning with I.
Oh.
Just blocking some sounds of her history, her life story, from Jamaica to Ethiopia, African Union, the different organizations Pan-African organization that she associated with, visits to South Africa, different places, and but the ancients are very important in terms of the legacy, the tribulation that they went through, they saw firsthand, and paved the way for the next generation, to have a smoother transition into this movement called Rastafari. So we give thanks for their contribution, Ras Irish's contributions, mighty, the Rastafari language, is one of the most significant pieces in this journey.
Yes.
We
Yes.
move away from the lexicon of the English language and created
Yes.
I own, and give thanks to those of these that did so, that I could be able to even use the word I today instead of
Yes.
me and you and we and so forth.
Same.
We give thanks for their contribution. We love them with all our hearts, and we will continue to do so as long as we have breath in our life,
Yes.
in our body. We give thanks for these few words, beloved. And I give thanks to the Lion Voice. I give thanks to the Jazz Posse. I give thanks to IDOR. I give thanks to my brethren, sister, for all their contribution.
Right.
And may we continue, may I continue to rise up the name of Rastafari, Kadamawi Ali Selassie, because it is worthy. Give thanks.
And I also, before we seal, want to acknowledge the mighty work of Dr. Ras Rose with the Elder Medical
Yes.
Project. He
Yes.
was the one that was on the ground,
Yes.
ensuring that that was executed to a high standard, so big up Ras
Yes, sir.
the Chasmas George. It was the Chasmas George and I were the two ones when IDOR birthed as an idea. I mean, it was I and the Chasmas who said we need to, have a non-profit that would represent. That time we were really treading as the Nyabingos, and we realized that we needed an entity to really execute some of the work that we were going to do. And I was also the first, after 9/11, all of these things, we were given permission to send money legally to Shashamane. We went through a whole fight with the IRS back and forth, and we won that victory.
Yes,
Big up the Smithsonian gave us some assistance in terms of identifying because the Bingales in Shashamane wasn't registered and they had the Patriot Act. They were saying you can't just send money overseas to people and there's no receiving entity, but we had to show through the history, how Rastafari organized itself and the tabernacle and the works. And this is how we were able to fund the Daughters Quarters project through the nonprofit. Didn't work out, but these are all battles that are part of the legacy of the I-niversal development of Rastafari. So we're gonna just seal up very quickly now with the program for Friday.
Ilya,
This is yes, sir.
Just one correction. The Ethiopian, the celebration is the 89th anniversary of His Majesty's coronation. That was in 2019 at the Ethiopian Embassy, not 2020.
5 years.
Okay. Give thanks. And that, big up Dr. Raswin also was very instrumental.
Yes.
In that executing that Empress Festival work.
Yes.
Ethiopian family who really came together. That event was mighty history. Prince Ermias was there, the place packed, Nyabingi rock, the embassy that day, I tell you, So Dr. Walete, Mama Walete, give us just a little preview for our local here that will see this. What an encounter. We have a capacity of, what's the capacity for the venue?
Capacity of 115.
So you have to get there early. If you want to eat, you better get there earlier. Yes. Because the food are going done, the place are going to be ramped. So just know that we're trying to work with everyone, so just
all right.
The song.
All right, yes, so from 4 to 6 p.m. and I will have a meet and greet for ones and ones to have time to fellowship together with each other, meet and reason about their works and share. 6 p.m. to 6:30, and I will have an opening sound and Nyabingi Isis from 6 to 6:30. 6:30 to 7:30 will be the video tribute, and I will show some footage of IDOR over the 20 years journey. 7:30 to 8:30, and I will honor the ancients, reading the biographies of Nana Faraika Berhan and also the biography of Ras Iris Clark, and present them with their gifts and their awards. 8:30 to 9:30, and I will have the film and the discussion looking at the coronation footage and talking about the mood and the vibration at that time. The eyes will be transported to November 1st and November 2nd, 1930 to Holy Trinity, Addis Ababa. 9:30 to 10 o'clock, there will be the verbal tribute to IDOR, just a half an hour moment, where I really delve into the works that IDOR has put forward over the last 2 decades and full courage ones and ones to join I on this journey to continue to do this mighty work. And from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., there will be ISIS. There's a noise ordinance So the ISIS must seal by 11, but I will be in the space until midnight, 12 o'clock, 12 or 1. So we will touch Coronation in the space as a family, maybe light some incense and chant an ISIS. But this is what will be happening this Friday. All roads lead to Just much Kwasi, should I call the address now or will I put it up on the presentation?
I can just put up the flyer, but you can call it out too if you want to call it out.
All right. All roads lead to 4002, 4002 34th Street, Mount Rainier, Maryland, 20712. All right. I are looking forward to the eyes coming forward for the discussion, for the ISIS, and to have an opportunity to sip up with Ras Iris and Nana Faraika. Ras Iris, as I ancient, September 27, 1938, just touched on Mescal Day. He touched 86. Nana Faraika, I believe December 16th, will be touching 87. So serious ancient, serious journey, serious works. Come sit up and touch and feel and reason and sip and rejoice their mighty works and see what they can share with I as I trot forward on I-ni's own journey within the liberty. So we give thanks. Looking forward to seeing the eyes. It's a heart of love, free will donation, food by Irie Corner, books by Yeshimabet Books and Things, and Frontline, big up Raseku. So we give thanks. Love and honor.
Thanks and honor. Love. Bingi Carlton, Naya Bingi on the 2nd. We have any details we can share? Do we know the address?
Rasnaya, what's on?
Rasnaya?
Yes, I.
Yes, I. Do I know the address for the Bingi on the 2nd?
Well, we do know by Sean?
Yes.
18,000 Harvard Road.
18,000 Harvard Road, Brandywine,
Yes,
Maryland. So on the 2nd, the Washington, D.C. family, Maryland family will also be gathering for the Naya Bingi ISIS at Brandywine. Hopefully I'll have a flyer up by the time this goes up. So we give thanks, family. This is just a very quick preview. Again, after the event, I'm going to ask the IDOR board to return, and we're going to go deep dive into IDOR, the works, because I have not presented IDOR on the Lion Voice yet. So we want to, just for the global family, and we're going to invite everyone to join our study group, all of those things. So yes. I had that plan. So this is the time after coronation, we're going to come forward. We'll do 2+ hours with the board of IDOR, just talking about the works, Washington, D.C. Because a lot of people globally wonder, what is Rastafari like in the nation capital? We'll let the item know how the vibration is moving. And this is one of the reasons that we started this platform. Why? Because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice.
Lion Voice.
Manganga. He's the lily of the valley. He's the bright and morning star. He's the wisest of 10,000. Rastafari got to show them who we are.
I say crown him. Lijayasu and him friend, they try to drown him. Trumpet sounding, people shouting. Now you Bingi one to other, never doubt him. I say crown him. Look how the nation, they try go round him. People shouting, can't do without him. Bobo Shanti in the hills, they never doubt him. Well, used to think the Bible was a fairy tale, and to the lion from the tribe of Judah him prevail. See him get crowned in the holy mountain. Right by him side, well, there was Empress Menen. I saw Poland, I saw Belgium, I saw Italy, I saw a prince from England. All of them a bow before the conquering lion. At the same time when them a this the African. Can't believe my eyes, what a bomb. What a thing when the news reached the island. How about the coronation? 1930, one man found worthy for coronation. Black king crown, all nations bow down. Coronation. 49 priests them a chant all week. For coronation, he's human and divine from King David's line.